Of all the insanity that we've seen in the past 2 years, this has to be one of the most misframed and manipulative pieces of propaganda, Rona aside, probably in the last decade, maybe longer, maybe ever, who knows. And shame on the San Francisco Chronicle and this guy, Kevin Fagan, for publishing this absolute garbage. And I think we've all asked the question, how come the bums or the homeless people haven't been dropping like flies because of Rona? We know that they don't properly wear their mask. They don't social distance. They're not in the best health. They don't keep the best hygiene. And nobody's really been able to answer any of those questions until now because, of course, the shots are here to save everyone, bums included. We need every shot we can get. Homeless vaccination clinics sees big turnout amid Omicron wave. Yeah, I'm sure it did. And they have this lovely photo here of all the bums lined up outside of a liquor store, because what better place to find a whole bunch of bums that you need a photo of than the liquor store? And we've got this woman here who has the mismatched sneakers on. It looks like she's actually wearing one Air Jordan and one Roshi Run, but that's not what this is about. And they say, Monique M. bared her right arm, shut her eyes, and braced. A clinic worker jabbed in a shot of Pfizer vaccine, and Monique gave out a little yelp. It was over in seconds. So, holy propaganda. And how creepy is it of this guy to write this like a novel and trying to paint this picture of this brave clinic worker saving the life of this lovely young homeless woman by jabbing a shot of that science serum directly into her right arm. And then she says, well, that was scary. I hate needles, but it's worth it to stay safe, especially sleeping outside like me, Monique 51 said. Okay, so a homeless woman who probably lives in a tent underneath the Bay Bridge on top of a layer of needles, surrounded by people who have been self-vaccinating for years now in the safe injection site that is known as San Francisco. They want me to believe that she is afraid of needles? I don't really know about that. And this is where it gets good. The $50 they're paying me to do this doesn't hurt either, she added with a big smile. So the headline wants you to believe big turnout amid Omicron wave. But in the second paragraph, they say, oh yeah, also, we gave them $50, but that's not why we had a big turnout. It's because the Omicron is really scary. And it also begs the question, did this reporter offer her something for her to speak to him? Because I think we know that traditionally, homeless people aren't the most friendly and eager bunch ready to talk to reporters. Did he say, here's a pack of cigarettes, tell me how much you are afraid of needles and how scary the Omarion is? I don't really know. This isn't adding up. And then she says, but seriously, I would have come anyways. It's getting real bad out here with that coronavirus. So her and her junkie buddies are probably binging CNN in their tents under the Bay Bridge and getting all worked up about how scary the Omicron is. That same sentiment was echoed again and again Friday at the nonprofit Serenity House's monthly outdoor homeless vaccination clinic in Oakland. So naturally, they are pretending that nothing else is happening in Oakland, nothing else is happening in San Francisco. It's the same thing in New York, where they're just pretending that if you don't get a dose or 2 or 3 or 4 of this experimental elixir into your arm, then we're all going to die. Everyone who got a shot also received a $50 gift card along with a free meal. And those kinds of things are usually a main attraction at homeless vaccination clinics. But with the wildfire spread of the Omicron variant, all that seemed a little less important. So he really wants me to believe that they were giving out $50 gift cards and free food, but that is not the reason why you had such a big turnout at the homeless vaccination clinic in Oakland. Give me a break, bro. And so while New York is offering up $100 to people to get the vax, and San Francisco is offering up $50 to people to get the shot, I have to ask, where is all that money coming from? Because I was under the impression that these government entities were not benefiting at all from pushing the Rona juice so hard. And if you remember, they were pretending that everybody wanted it. They were busting down the doors, but you got to wait your turn. It's 65 and over only right now. Then it was 50, then 30, and so on. Then they switched to the free donuts, the burgers and fries, the raffle tickets, the college scholarships, the free beer. Then they started banning people from bars and restaurants and gyms and concerts and nightclubs, sporting events. The list goes on and on and on. But none of that was enough to get people really excited to get this shot. So they just started offering cold, hard cash for your safety, of course. And no matter how many times the goalpost moved on herd immunity or the percentage of people vaccinated, you were never allowed to ask any questions because you are not a scientist. We are following the science, and you are just a conspiracy theorist. You are misinformation, and anything you say from here on out could get you swiftly removed from your social media platform of choice.